Kasanviki Charles. Sebatukura Simio. Talinganire Charles. Abineza Jean-Paul. Inspector, dear Executive Director of Austria, distinguished members, on behalf of my colleagues, PhD students, PhD candidates, and MPhil students, we are taking this opportunity to express our gratefulness to the partnership of NUR and Austria, who planned, organized, and funded the research methodology workshop for PhD and MPhil students. We would like to inform you that we have benefited a lot from this workshop. We are now equipped with necessary tools for research, such as software such as the PM4, Starter, SPSS, and Atlas-T, which will be exploited in our doctoral research. To NUR leaders, we say thank you for having set up this program. To Austria leaders, we say thank you for having funded this workshop. We say to the School of Public Health and to all our lecturers, thank you, because you have given us a lot. Dear Vice Rector, dear Executive Director of Austria, PhD candidates have some concerns that we would like to address to you today. One, PhD students have difficulties to get supervisors, being local or external. Whoever we approach is reluctant because of the annual very low pay they get. If possible, this allowance should be raised up. Number two, PhD candidates would also like to be financially supported when they reach the field work. They would also like to be facilitated to reach their supervisors who live abroad. And number three, as a concern, being at the same time lecturers or workers and the PhD students, they would like to request NUR to reinforce the regulation concerning the workload, because sometimes they are overloaded. Finally, they would like to request NUR through the Research Commission to organize an annual workshop at least 1 week for all PhD students. this gathering can be an occasion for them to exchange experiences, difficulties in the research, and for the Commission, it can be a practical follow-up. Again, we say thank you. We are happy and grateful to NUR and the OSSREA.
On behalf of OSSREA, we also want to thank one of the representative for bringing us some of the concerns. And it's, in my opinion, we'll be looking at how we can deal with some of those concerns together with NUR management and of course with OSSREA. Having said that, I'd like to come back to the first item on the agenda, which is a special edition, and I'd like to kindly request Professor Musahara to lead this.
I have been in this as the liaison officer, and would like to say that we are happy we have come this way, this far, for the NUR OSSREA Special Edition. As the Executive Director told you, we are joining other countries. For us, to be honest, it was a little bit long. It took long. And took long because of the value that was required to be got, very rigorous peer review. But at last we have the edition, and we are making it public today. So let me say that we have few copies here, and the plan is that we give the authors 3 free copies. I hope there are some authors, I think I can see 2. There are cases where you had many authors, so we just have those copies there. But we have many other copies in the OSSREA office. But we were consulting, we said, okay, these are usually free, but in the spirit of supporting your chapter, if you need one hard copy, please register yourself with Christine, the lady who is moving around, and we shall agree that you pay something. 1,000, one in France, just as a way of not saying having something for free. Usually, every institution these days encourages people not to like handouts always, but they are available. There were 5 papers, and I have already received the excuses from Penina Wimbabazi. She's one is, but she wrote from South Africa, University. I think she's a PhD student. Then there is a paper by a team of people who were by then at Israel, but the author has since moved to NUR. Nathan Kanuma, who is in this room, so he represented that group. They are there. And then there was a paper by Jose Matai, Edward Dem Sabangaji, and I think he's here. Then Aline, is Aline here? She had called that she would be here. Aline also wrote a paper, and then another one was by myself. I didn't put myself, but I also was subjected to peer review. So then again, number 2, as per contract, these people will be offered a token $500 for the work they did, and I think it will be equivalent $500 in Guanan francs. It was not ready today, but we shall communicate on how to get that token money to you for a paper, not everybody, because then the co-authors are many, will be beyond the budget. But we have learned a few things. One, and this I think was the aim of the exercise, that really publishing is something that we have to support and follow up, and it is not easy because there are so many, interests even from as far away as US, that there was serious screen. We picked one advice from the executive director. I think it's not a secret to say it, that You know, the rigors of peer reviewing doesn't mean that those that were dropped are hopeless, isn't it? So those that were dropped, we pulled them together. They have been edited by language. I saw Mucho here. Mucho did also some editing for the layout. So when we get a few funds, we shall have a non-peer reviewed thing that is for academic purposes and so forth. That may be disputed when you are looking for promotion, but which was one way of also of using the resources we have. With that, I think, let me say that I think the issue will be a token handover of one copy to the ED, and then maybe distribution of 3 copies to the authors, and then I think people can register if they need copies. For ceremony and for procedure, let me hand a token copy to the executive director on behalf of NUR.
On behalf of Masanja, please have a copy of that. And then the introduction was written by Professor Herman Sahar. I don't know whether you're entitled to a copy, but it's symbolic.
Yeah.
The easy may give you that. And then the first paper was by Penny Wimbabazi and Ralph Lawrence. It's called Compiling Factors of Urbanization and Rural Migration in Rwanda. Penny is not here.
Yeah.
So
there is a wedding over here. Her brother, but she will come to the wedding.
All right. And the second article was by Herman Musahar, a socioeconomic analysis of the nature of rural-urban migration. Now, as an author, you are entitled to 3 copies. Yes. And then Edward Tandwa, Placid Wimana, Nathan Kanuma, Taremwa, Canisius Gakoma, and Frank Mugisha. An analysis of the determinants of rural to urban migration among rural youth in northern and western provinces of Rwanda. The next one is by Jose Matai, Edward Musawanganji, Celine Niwemahoro, Leonidas Vanamwana, Martin Witonze, and Alphonsine Mukamana. A study of institutional environment and household food security at local level. And the last one is by Ali Mutawazi, Redistributive Land Reform in Rwanda, the impact on house food security.
She'll be here. She called. I think she'll be here.
All right, thank you very much. Reception meeting point on the agenda, so I request also for some Emma Musara to say something about it.
Okay, actually what I did to economize time is that I put some information in the folders. I hope you saw them. So that is an acronym for African Technology Policy Studies Network. Now, maybe to quickly tell you, the executive director of OSSREA now was once leading that network. So he also helped me to tell you about that. And how I came to know about it, and my name was presented to the board of directors in Cairo last year by one of members of the executive committee because of the experience of running the OSSREA network in Rwanda. So when they asked me, then I said, why not? And actually my first call was the OSSREA group mate. And I think, I mean, the first thing is that they wrote me a letter appointing me, but I don't know how many already have already subscribed to this because the names go to Nairobi directly. But one of the things that I wanted is that the first